Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing Shorwa. It's a favorite stew in the Middle East, especially Afghanistan, and this is our seasoned pita bread, flatbread to go with our stew. Super delicious. Welcome back to Caribbean Duck, folks, and I'll show you how I do it. First, I'm starting out with a nice chunk of meat here. This is a roast for making roast lamb, but it's so large that I'm gonna cut it in half to use for a stew. It came in its netting, make me believe that this is most likely for a roast. So I'm gonna use half of this only, remove the netting. I'm gonna try to trim it up and remove the fat cap. Now, the fat cap is great for when you're roasting, but for this purpose I'm doing stew. So I'm gonna try to keep it nice and clean and remove as much of the fat that I can. Just trim it back and get it as clean as you can. Now this is about maybe 3 pounds of meat that I have here. About a half a pound will be removed. Those are just fat. Gonna do the same thing with the other piece. Just remove the fat cap. Next, I'm gonna cut it in nice pieces, nice chunks, not too small. I don't want this to melt out when I cook my stew. I want you to have a nice piece. So you cut it into probably 1-inch pieces. Give it a good wash. And like a good Caribbean person, we wash our meat thoroughly. Make sure we get any excess blood and the rankness out of it. And then I'm gonna season it up with my favorite green seasoning that I made myself. I'm gonna leave the link in the description box for that. I have a separate video on how to make the green seasoning. So I'm gonna set that aside for at least 2 hours to marinate. Gonna put it on some shrink wrap and into the refrigerator. Next, I'm going the old-fashioned way. I'm using a cast iron pot for the very first time. So I'm gonna show you how I clean it up and season it. So we just washed it and I'm drying it thoroughly right now. Make sure it's dried immediately. Don't let it sit with water. And I'm gonna show you how I season it because I'm using it for the first time. So I'm using some grapeseed oil. And I'm gonna put it on some flame right out in the backyard. I'm gonna burn some wood in this wood burning stove that I recently made and I'm gonna use for the first time. So I want to get the flame up and get it high so we can burn that seasoning into the cast iron. So this is me getting the fire started. I'm gonna get some wood chips here to get it going. I'm gonna put some charcoal as well in there. Fire started with a torch. Yeah, I don't want to use no lighter fuel or nothing to leave any kind of residue or lingering smell. And I want this to season naturally with the grapeseed oil. So I'm gonna coat all surfaces, outside and inside. This is how you season your cast iron pots or pans. You can also do this in your oven at a very high temperature, probably like 375. After you done coat it with your favorite seasoned oil, you can put it in your oven as well. But over here, I'm using a high heat on my outside fireplace. And I'm also gonna coat the surfaces of the lid. And set it right on top of the flame so you can get that nice smoky flavor in there, and the grapeseed oil will penetrate the metal and will be nice and seasoned. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna get my ingredients here. I got some thyme, I got some oregano, dried oregano, I got some bell peppers, I got 2 medium potatoes, I got diced tomatoes, pureed tomato, some chickpeas, tomato paste, cumin, mixed masala, nutmeg, ground turmeric, paprika, dill weed, and some chipotle, smoked chipotle. I have my dried smoked ancho, and I believe you say it is gugio. That's another smoked chili. So we're adding to the layers of flavor. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just gonna cut up about 3 of these so we can add extra smoky flavor to this recipe. Now these chilies are not particularly spicy, but it's very flavorful. Same thing as this chili, the green chilies here. They're sweet chilies. I'm gonna strip the thyme and the oregano and prepare that and have it ready. Next, I'm gonna cut up my bell pepper. Gonna keep all the chilies together. Next, I'm going in with a medium yellow onion, a whole knot of garlic, and 3 medium-sized carrots. Next is our potatoes. And I'm gonna throw in some baby red potatoes there just for the heck of it. Now I'm back to the fire outside with the cast iron pot. Gonna clean it up now that all the oil is being absorbed. Gonna give it a good scrub down and repeat the process a few more times until we get our desired seasoning. Gonna give it another coat on the inside, outside, the lids, and wipe it and put it back on the heat. Gonna repeat that about 3 times. On the last time, I put a piece of onion in there just to give it some more flavor. The oil is gonna absorb and it's gonna smell great. I'm not gonna leave it in. Just put it right into the fire so it can smoke and get right up in there. So I have all my seasoning prepared and ready. And keep it close by, and now we're getting ready to cook. So I have some extra virgin olive oil, maybe about 2 teaspoons. Add our onions. And our peppers and chilies. Garlic, lots of garlic. Our tomato, diced tomato with green chilies. Our thyme and oregano also goes in.
Thyme and oregano.
We'll get everything. And our tomato puree. That's about a cup of tomato puree. And we're gonna go in with 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. We're gonna saute everything, get some of that flavor going. Then we'll get the rest of our ingredients. Here's our dry ingredients. Start off with 1 teaspoon of mixed masala, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, one teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of chipotle, smoked chipotle, and this is cumin, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and a splash of dillweed. Mix it all together and let it saute. Get those juices flowing. We're not gonna add any waters yet. So guys, I had to move inside onto the grill because it started raining. So everything is gonna cook on the grill for now, but our cast iron pot is well in season. well on its way cooking. Next we're gonna add our seasoned meat that was marinated for about 2 hours. And give it a good coat, stir it in. Now I'm gonna cook this on low to medium heat. Gonna add a little bit of salt at this moment, approximately 1 teaspoon, just to get it going, and I can taste later just in case I need to add some more. But I'm keeping it on the low side for the sodium. Give it a cover, let it sit there for about 4 minutes. Gonna heat up some water because we don't want to stop the cooking process, so we're gonna add hot water, 2 cups of hot water. But before that, we're gonna go in with our carrots, our potatoes. Now comes the chickpeas and about 2 cups of hot water, boiling hot water, because we don't want to stop the cooking process. We want to keep going where we left off, so you keep hot water. Give it a good stir, and we're gonna cover it down, let it simmer and slow cook. At this time, the aroma is so overwhelming that I think the neighbors are trying to look over to see what I'm cooking. And I wish you guys were here. And if you try this recipe, you'll tell me. Smell is so awesome that your neighbor might want to come over and join you. But today is Super Bowl day, and I can see my neighbor is preparing for his Super Bowl party. Maybe that's why he's getting a little anxious, because he's smelling this. Now, this is our pita bread, our seasoned flatbread. So, I'll show you another time how we do the flatbread. But for now, this is our flatbread that I'm seasoning with some grapeseed oil, some dill, thyme. Just brush it on, and this is what you want to get, that nice golden brown crust. Give it a nice authentic look, and it came out nice and soft. And the bread you can eat by itself, but in a good tradition in the Middle East, this is what goes with their stew.
Okay, guys, let's rip into this. This is Middle Eastern style lamb stew. Can't wait to try this. Got some of that chickpeas in here, some of that nice peppers, carrot. Flavor just bursting. Tons of flavor. Flavor just bursting. Layers and layers of flavor. Look at the meat. How tender and delicious. And the bread, the flat bread, is so awesome. It's got flavor in the bread too. And you got the potatoes, you got the chickpeas, and all the peppers in there. couldn't be any better than this. And fresh, awesome, and flavorful. I give it 2 thumbs up. And guys, thank you for watching my channel. This is Caribbean Duck. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos. I appreciate that very much. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in my next video.